entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Hi guys, Gravy here, and this is a Raid Shadow Legends video. So I'm doing an Ancient Shard pull because it's 2x. I just did all that spring cleaning. If you've watched any of the My Diary episodes, it's I've figured out quality over quantity, which I guess shows that I'm a very slow learner. But space cleared up, and during 2x's you have to pull shards. Period. I mean, I'm not looking to get any I'm not really working on rares or anything like that. I'm looking for not even really specific champions, just if it's good, I'll try to keep it or develop it, but I'm not going to get excited over a bunch of rares that aren't going to do anything for my account. So, first up, a rare, of course. Kale, good champion, starter champion. I already have him, even though I started out with El Hain. Let's move on to the next. Another rare. Chaplain, no thank you. That's food. I'm trying to be very, very picky here. Also food. I mean, it is a 2x event. I do have, I think, a pretty good roster. Not deep, but a good roster. Stout Axeman, he's been food before. He will be food again. Have a pretty good roster now of 6-star, and I just need to improve on that. Still, Boyer. She's food. She's been food before. I mean, this is a 2x event. Shouldn't I be getting an epic by now? But this sucks that she isn't a good champion because I like her skin a lot. And I was kind of happy they did the pig sticker as well. Like they reskinned, I just redid the skin. Totem, food. I'm just getting a bunch of food right now. This is, yeah. Not an epic in sight. And this is supposed to be a 2x event today? Gnarlhorn. Like, seriously, I've opened almost 10 shards, and it's supposed to be a 16% chance. Should be 2 in there, right? This next one should be it, probability speaking. There should be an epic at least. Nope, more rare. Gray Beard, isn't he farmable in campaign? Thank you for that. Wait, this is all food so far. This is absolutely terrible. No. Ugh. Okay, we got an epic. Yes, Vergis. Okay. I've heard how good Vergis is. Never really. Okay, so anyway, all right, before I go all off. Attacks one enemy, has a 40% chance of placing a 30% reflect damage buff on a random ally for 2 turns. Oh, okay, I guess that's good. Places a 15% continuous heal buff, a 30% increase speed buff, and a 30% increase or a 30% reflect damage buff on target for 3 turns. Also applies 50% ally protect on all allies except this champion for 2 turns. Places a 60% increased defense buff on this champion. That is awesome. I like that ability a lot. I like that ability a whole lot. Pass. Oh, and he only has 2 abilities. So first thing I think is Frenzy set to reduce the cooldown of this one here, which is only on a 3-turn cooldown if booked. I got an epic book today for my daily logins. He doesn't take many books at all. Okay, so sorry. Okay. Second wind. Oh yeah, this is the one. Whenever you face him in arena, whenever I faced him in arena, it's so frustrating because it's like he's not gonna win, but he refuses to die, and it's just infuriating. Places a shield buff on this champion equal to 10% of their max HP for 2 turns. Whenever this champion loses 10% or more of their max HP. Active. That's the passive effect. The active effect is plays the 15% continuous heal on this champion for 2 turns every time their HP drops below 50%. That is awesome. That is and I'm immediately thinking with that shield, I'm immediately thinking Scarab King. Increases allied defense in dungeons by 33%. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. I really like him. Okay, awesome. Very happy. All right, that made up for all that food that I got ahead earlier. Did not have him. Happy he's on the team. Spirit affinity, so also the positive affinity over, nope, your food. So he's also the positive affinity over Scarab King. Very happy with that. It's a lot of food though. This is a lot of, I waited. Well, no, Vergis is worth it. Not to get too negative, it's fine. I'd rather have him, that one epic, as opposed to 5 other epics that just aren't worth a damn. So, no, it's good. Another epic. Come on, come on, come on. Aina. I think I had her before. I think I even fed her. Real quick, attacks one enemy 2 times, has a 10% chance of granting an extra turn. Okay. Attacks one enemy, has an 80% chance of placing a 25% weaken buff for 3 turns. I mean, this might make her good against dungeon bosses at weaken, but you have other champions. I think I have other champions that do that with an AoE, so it covers everyone. The Ascended version of Overmaster attacks one enemy, has a 80% chance of placing a 60% decreased debuff for 3 turns. Heals this champion by 10%. Okay, yeah. So now I understand why I probably used her as food. Yeah, she's food to me. And I know people don't like it if you feed epics. I'm not going to feed a legendary, of course. But if you feed epics because they might be rebalanced. I mean, it's an epic. It's Bloodbraid, she's food. It's an epic. So, I mean, there's a good chance you can see them again, and if they're really not that good and they get rebalanced or something, Gladiator, food, and there's a rebalance or something like that, they might even give you a 10x event. Put it this way, it's not worth it to keep a champion. Spirit Host again, another farmable champion. It's not worth it to me to keep these epics and just stack them and stack them and stack them if I can't use them now, period. So, Crossbowman, really though? So out of all these shards, I have 44 shards. I've gotten 2 epics. We're down to 23. And this is supposed to be a 2x event. I mean, come on now. Not a legendary, nothing? And I've gotten Gnarlhorn and Greybeard twice now. Spirit Host twice. You're not even giving me like different rares. Okay, so another epic. Nazana, I have her. I worked on her a little bit. I haven't done much with it, but I think she's going to be really good. On her A1, Dark Lance attacks all enemies, which to me automatically says stun set. I don't know about you guys, but that's what I think whenever I see attacks all enemies, either retaliation or stun. 50% chance, plays a 50% ally buff on this, or places a, forgive me, it might help with my YouTube channel if I could actually speak. Places a 50% ally protect buff on all allies for 2 turns. Places a shield buff on this champion for 2 turns. The value of the shield is equal to the 40% of this champion's max HP. That is the ability I think is going to be great. I mean, are there better ones out there? Quite possibly. This is on a 3-turn cooldown, and the ally protect lasts for 2 turns. But I think it'll be really good in Demon Spawn, in that faction war. Attacks all enemies, has a 50% chance of placing a 50% decreased attack buff. So I think she's going to be good in faction crypt. She ally HP by 28%, which would help with her shields, but still. So I think she's a good champion for faction wars. She just hasn't really done it. I haven't really used her in dungeons or anything else, anywhere else in the game. Stout Axeman, that's 2 of him that I've gotten so far. Y'all just want to keep giving me the same ones. Headsman, a lot of blue. A lot of blue. Oh, there we go. Karam, I have used him as food. Well, here's the plus for Vergis. I mean, with these epics I'm getting now, I'm just going to use them to rank him 5-star. Attacks one enemy, has a 30% chance of placing 5% poison debuff for 2 turns. Although I did hear recently, and how I can't remember, that he might be better than I expect. And maybe he would work for Clan Boss. Places a 5% poison. Okay. Attacks one enemy, has a 15% chance of inflicting a critical hit. Damage increases according to the amount of HP of this champion. The HP this champion has lost. That kind of makes me think build him up with a lot of HP and very low defense though, right? Well, anyway. Attacks one enemy, deals damage from all poison debuffs on the target instantly. I think this would make him good for clan boss. Maybe I will work on him. I might keep him and not work on him now, and have him there ready for when I'm actually able to focus on clan boss. I'm still focusing on dungeons and things. So, oh, there's another 2 in a row. He's a new one. Deacon Armstrong. Ooh, the leech. Love the leech. Attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 30% chance of placing a leech debuff for 2 turns. Okay. Good. Attacks all enemies. Has an 80% chance of placing a 60% decreased debuff for 2 turns. I like that. Whenever you have an AoE decreased defense, it'll be booked up to 100% chance. I like that. I mean, I have a legendary champion that does it, but it's good to have in the kit. Fills this turn meter of all allies by 15% and decreases the turn meter of all allies by 15%, or of all enemies. I love turn meter manipulation. And it also grants an extra turn. I love this ability. This is awesome. Okay, and increases speed in all battles by 19%. I wish that was a little bit higher, because then I would immediately put him at lead in arena. So that's a 30% difference in turn meter right there, and then grants an extra turn. I would just open up with that and then let the rest of my team take care of it. I like him a lot. Okay, I'm gonna investigate him a little bit more. Another epic. Okay, if you complain about epics enough, then here they come. Blood Feather. Now, here's the thing. Isn't she part of the fusion for Razin? Has an extra 20% chance of inflicting a critical hit. Attacks one enemy. Attacks one enemy, places 30% decreased speed buff for 2 turns. Decreases turn meter by 30%. Has an extra 20% chance of inflicting a critical hit. Okay. And then Armor Breaker. Attacks one enemy, has an extra 20% chance of inflicting a critical hit. Places a 60% decreased defense buff for 2 turns. That's the Ascended version. Okay. I mean, but I think I need her to fuse Razin. I haven't been collecting those rares to do it because I already had like 2 of the epics in order to fuse him. If I get the other one, or if I don't get it, then I'll find those rares and put them together. Nope, more food. I'll find those rares, put them together so I can finally fuse Razin, because I have not fused him yet. Another epic. Here we go. Chancellor Yasmin. I have her. Was mildly excited at first, not so much anymore. Attacks one enemy, places an extra hit if the target has no active buffs. Heals an ally by 40% of their max HP. Heals by 60% instead if ally is 50%, less than 50% HP. Let's see, and then that increases by 20% on a 2-turn cooldown. I mean, that seems really good. It seems really, really good. Although, from what I understand, her auto has a 50% chance of removing all buffs from all enemies. And it places a sleep buff for 1 turn. All enemies who have active buffs. Okay, so if she doesn't remove the buffs, then she puts you to sleep. All right. Now, for what I understood, like, her issue is that she opens with her A3, maybe, or her A2. Either way, like with her A2, she doesn't really, nobody's there to heal, but with the A3, has anyone buffed yet? So she needs to be slower, but she's actually pretty fast. Well, above average speed at 102. So anyway, let's see who's next. Another let me get some gold. I got a few epics. I mean, I hate to be greedy, but let me get some gold. Rough Stone, never did anything with him. He was from that previous, I want to say, fusion event. Another Kale. I love to say I'm excited about that, but I don't want to lie. Epic. I have him. Urson Ironside. I think he's good for faction wars, but I haven't used him anywhere else. Has 35% chance of increasing the cooldown of one of the target skills by 1 turn at random. English is just really not my thing today. Attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 75% chance of decreasing turn meter by 5%. Decrease the turn meter by 10% instead if target is under decreased attack. Okay. And then finally, attacks all enemies, has 75% chance of placing a 50% decreased attack. I mean, I think he's a good champion. If I didn't have better, I would definitely use him more. In faction wars, he's good. So I think he's a pretty good champion if you don't have better options. I don't think he's bad at all. More food, Mystic Hand. Ooh, I need to make space. I will be right back. Okay, let's keep going. All right, got a rare. Have I gotten like 3 of him? I mean, there are a lot of rares out there. What are the chances of me just getting like the same ones over and over and over again? More food. Come on, let me get a legendary. Let's get a legendary. New. Marked. And plenty of her. Not using her. Thanks to a bus. Spirit Host. That's my third Spirit Host. I couldn't farm Spirit Host in campaign when I wanted her back when I was opening my account. Gearhart the Stone. I like him, even though I don't think he's very useful, and I haven't used him much because he's a heavy single target damage dealer. Attacks when enemy has a 15% chance of placing a stun for 1 turn, has a 40% chance of placing a stun buff for 1 turn instead if the target has a 75% turn, has more than 75% turn meter. Places a 30% increase crit rates, 30% increased crit damage on this champion for 2 turns, then attacks on enemy. I wish he would do that for all champions, but will ignore 25% of defense, will ignore 50% of target's defense instead if this target is under increased defense buff. Like, he hits hard, he slaps, like he hits hard, but it's single target. That's why, I mean, I think he'd be good in the arena. He's immune to fear, true fear, freeze, provoke, sleep, and stun, which makes me think, well, he's a negative affinity. That made me think of Scarab King immediately, because if he's immune to provoke, that would be very useful in against the Scarab King. Increases ally resist and Doom Tower by 50%. So I think he's good, but he's single target, so I prefer having like heavy damage dealers or nukers as AoE attackers. Doom Strider. You can stride on up out of this video. Food. Hey, she's farmable. I've had like 500 of her. Oh, just doing 12-3. Brutal 12-3. Slasher. Who is he? Lizard. I've never gotten him before. Attacks one enemy 2 times. Has a 25% chance of placing a 30% decreased defense. Places a 15% increased attack and a shield buff on this champion for 2 turns. The value of the shield is proportional to, I mean, he might be useful in like the Lizard Faction Wars, but I'm not really too worried about him. All right, next is Flailer. He's part of the fusion now, right? Well, I don't want anybody else in that fusion. I've already gotten Lordric Falconheart, so he can go by the wayside. Hurler. And that is that. Oh, anticlimactic. Well, no, not really. I got a few good epic champions out of it, so I'm happy. I'm really happy about Vergis. I can't wait to begin with him. So, in any case, thank you for watching. Please like, please subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.